Hey everybody, HG Shaves here. I'm back with another video. Today, a little bit special edition sort of shave. Some of you may know I was in South Africa in December for a few weeks to, well, visit the country and meet my girlfriend's family, most of whom are still there. And while I was over there, I made it a point to connect with as many of the shaving artisans, shaving enthusiasts over there that I could. And so today we'll be doing a South African shave. Almost everything is made in South Africa or sold in South Africa out of today's shave items. So let me just get right into what we're going to be using today. And as I'm introducing the items, I'll tell you a little bit about the people that are behind them in the case of a couple of these. So first off, the brush for today is this acrylic resin synthetic brush churned by River Valley Trading. So River Valley Trading is, they're one of the artisans and vendors based out of Durban, South Africa. The owner, Mohammed, I believe, it's been a family business for a number of years. And in addition to selling sort of, vendor type shaving products like Parker razors, feather blades, things like that, they also sell their own line of soaps, and they have some sort of person who turns these beautiful handles. So I really like this pour that came out of this. There's some beautiful depth and variety in the color scheme. And yeah, this synthetic knot, it's surprisingly not soft. I consider most synthetic knots, at least here in the US, to be very soft. And this one is a little bit more on the scrubby, scritchy side, which actually fits my preference a little bit better. But I should say, if you're in South Africa and you're looking to buy one of these brushes from Mo, that these knots are not as soft, at least as to what we're used to here in the US. So that's the brush, beautiful. Next up, let's talk about the soap. The soap is made by Bundubeard, another artisan there, based out of Pretoria. Yaku is the owner, and he does kind of the same thing that Mo does, where he's a vendor and sells feather blades and Rockwell razors, but he also makes his own soaps, I think now splashes, and also turns his own brushes, some of them with some sort of very intricate wooden patterns. But I was lucky enough to meet up with Yaku. We met in Pretoria for a beer one afternoon, and he gave me just a whole slew of soaps to take back with me and try out. So this one here, sorry if you're Afrikaans, you have to hear me pronounce this, but Lemoentyd in the Laeveld, which translates to Lemoentyd in the lowland. You look at this drawing here, which is done by a local person in Pretoria. Yaku said it's a woman who's supposed to be, I believe, selling citrus on the side of the road, because that's something that you would see in South Africa. And so this is what the soap looks like in the container. It's pretty firm. This is a glycerin-based soap. I believe there's also coconut oil in it, but there's no tallow. The scent on this, it's definitely lemon and some darker notes mixed in there too. Yaku told me that it's a lot of the notes in here are with things that you can only find in South Africa. So definitely unique kind of lemon scent. If you like lemon and some dark on the bottom, then this is probably for you. Yeah, so we'll be using that for the soap. And then finally, for the razor, going to be using the Rockwell 6C, which is a Canadian company, which likely makes its razors in China, but you can actually buy these razors in South Africa. I've been using this just the past 2 weeks on my own, and it's just really easy and intuitive to use, and I certainly like using a razor like that from time to time. The blade inside of it, however, is a Gillette Minora. These are sort of blade that I think you can only get in South Africa. So they're made in St. Petersburg, where they make a lot of the Procter & Gamble blades like Paul Silvers, Astra Greens, stuff like that. But then they're imported by South Africa. And as far as I can tell, you can't get these blades anywhere else except for SA. This is what the actual individual wrapper looks like. So basically the same as the pack of 5 that you get. But these are very, very good blades. I think some people compare them to one of the 7 o'clock Gillettes, and I haven't tried many of those, so I can't really compare, but I can tell you that these Gillette Minora blades are quite good, and I'm working on getting more here into the US because I think the people in the US should try them out. So after all that chatter, long intro, sorry, I'm gonna get the brush wet through and I'm gonna start lathering up this soap. Be right back. All right, we're back after about a minute load onto this brush. As I was saying, the soap itself is like a puck, and usually the soaps I use are more like Cropes, so I've been sort of figuring out how to properly load this brush, but I think that's gonna be enough for us for 3 passes. So we're gonna start with this, and we're gonna go into a face lather now. Got the Rockwell on plate 4, and we're going to start pass 1 with the grain. All right, first pass done, gonna rinse and then lather up for pass number 2. Second pass, cross the grain. All right, gonna rinse Lever pass number 3, and I am gonna switch the base plate to number 2. I like to go 4, 4, 2 for my 3 passes with the 6C. Be right back. Final pass against the grain. All right, gonna do a final rinse and then come back and talk about post-shave. For post-shave today, I'm gonna use Johnny's Chop Shop Soul Balm, which supposedly you can use as a kind of daily moisturizer or as a post-shave, which is what I'm gonna do. This was one of my holiday presents from my girlfriend. I think she thought it was made in South Africa because she bought it while we were over there, but it turns out it's actually made in the UK and just sold in South Africa. Which that is, I think, a common thing for a lot of products there. Have that Commonwealth thing going with the UK. So I'm just going to use a couple drops of this. There's a little restrictor on this. It claims that there's fragrance in the ingredients list, but I get very little fragrance, or at least anything that I could pinpoint and say that's a barbershop smell, or that's tobacco or leather or whatever. I think it's supposed to be kind of unscented. In terms of the consistency, it's kind of like the Nivea Balm, if you ever use that. But I think it absorbs a little bit better into my skin, at least. So if you want kind of a heavy, milky balm feel, I don't think this is a bad option. It's not terribly expensive. It's not as cheap as Nivea, I'm sure, but it's not bad anyway. So we've been using that. Girlfriend's happy that I've been using her holiday present. So happy to make her happy, so to speak. So overall, let's do a quick rundown. We'll go in kind of backwards order here. So Bundubeard, Lemoentyd in the Lowland. A very kind of simple soap formula, I would say. Again, no tallow in it, and it rinses off very easily. I can tell you that. So if you're looking for something that's you know, no tallow, rinses off easily, I think that's a good option for you. And a lot of Yaku's scents in his soaps are inspired by the South African culture, as it were. So he's got some that have more rooibos in them, which is a tea there, and you know, some really beautiful drawings on some of his soap labels by a local artisan. So that's Bundubeard, and then this little synthetic brush from River Valley Trading. Again, I really like the handle and the pour and everything. I think I am gonna yank this knot out and put in something new, but the knot is perfectly serviceable. Again, it's not as soft as maybe I was expecting, but that's okay. I'm just gonna probably put something else in because I can. So yeah, check out River Valley Trading and Mo there. He's a great guy. And check out Bundubeard with Yaku. I can tell you from talking and ordering from both of them that their customer service is top notch. So if you find yourself in South Africa, feel free to reach out to those guys and they'll take care of you. So I think that's it for today. Next week, who knows what's in store? We'll find out then. I haven't picked my weekly shave items yet, so we'll see. But thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I certainly appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.